is Duygu Anil Cini, who is the managing partner at Peri Capital, and she specializes in restructuring, corporate finance, and contract negotiation. She's been doing that for more than 25 years. She worked for her own firm for a while and then co-founded in 2009 Peri Capital, where there's a big focus on technology. And she recently advised on the acquisition of one of Turkey's top leading online platforms. It's a name that I'm sure you know, but unfortunately it's a name that I will not be able to pronounce. To Mrs. Cini, do you want from here? From here? Yeah, so please do bring us up to date on mergers and acquisition activity here in Turkey.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. I want to start by giving a little bit of a historic perspective of the M&A market in Turkey and continue from there. The M&A market in Turkey has actually started at the beginning of the 2000s. It was extremely low prior to that year. By the year 2004, with the start of a tremendous inflow of FDIs, that is in the amount of $20 billion annually, the M&A market started its boom, where we focused historically Turkey's largest deals in a number of sectors in banking, pharmaceuticals, healthcare, automotive industry. And a lot of foreign investment, especially from the Western world, entered Turkey through acquisitions. In the period up until 2016, we have seen around $15 to $20 billion USD per annum worth of M&A volume in Turkey, with deal numbers averaging at around 260 per annum, 250 per annum. After 2016, due to a number of reasons, the M&A market showed a little bit of a declining period, until which time came the pandemic. So the global M&A activity almost came to a halt, but bounced back significantly later, primarily fueled by the availability of financing in the world due to monetary expansion and low-cost financing, and the perceptions being materialized as to how the world economy would shape itself after such a time of pandemic. So rising sectors of e-commerce, online delivery, food packaging were really apparent. At that time, as you know, there has been supply shortages from Asia and China, a big rise in the commodity prices, the breaking of the fragile supply chain, and the freight rates skyrocketing. So Turkey's location as a manufacturer has once again come out as extremely crucial and attractive for investors. By the end of 2020, M&A started to pick up fast. What was good to see was to have all those strategic industrial companies making acquisitions in Turkey. I can give examples such as DW of Belgium, Huhtamäki of Finland, Kraft of the US, Constanti of Austria, Mondi and Rolex of the UK, CFM Italy, Arteche Spain, Barra Japan. They all acquired companies in Turkey in 2021 and the late of 2020. So those deals were realized at a range of $100 to $500 million in the packaging, food, old industry, heating and ventilation, electrical equipment, cables and pumps sectors. Then there was quite good news on the gaming industry in Turkey through the acquisition of Peak Games by Zynga for $1.8 billion, and later of Rollic Games by Zynga for $180 million. So Turkey's gaming ecosystem is one of the best in the world, and still with a lot of startups and deals on the way. Meanwhile, again, fueled by the pandemic, the online grocery ordering and delivery sector in the world was booming. At the beginning of 2021, Getir raised a total of $1 billion, bringing its company valuation to around $7.5 billion, and now expanding in Europe. Trendyol, which was a Turkey-based startup and later acquired by majority stake Alibaba, and already Turkey's largest online marketplace, was entering into grocery delivery with huge amounts of capital. Then they later announced $1.5 billion fundraising by two of the world's leading PE and venture capital funds, General Atlantic and SoftBank. making it currently the most valuable company in Turkey at a valuation of $16.5 billion. And right at that time, a startup called Marketio had created an incredible online grocery ordering marketplace, fully integrated with 200 groceries, local groceries in 2,000 shops, locations in Turkey in 57 cities, far more advanced than its competitors. And that value created by Marketio has been grasped and realized by Delivery Hero, Yemek Sepeti Group. And the company has been acquired by Delivery Hero, Yemek Sepeti, which is, Delivery Hero is a $30 billion market cap German company. With the intention of being stronger and ahead in the competition. So this deal demonstrated not only the buyer's belief in the potential of the Turkish market, as well as the strength of startups creating world-class software and solutions. Peri Capital, my company, acted as Marketio's advisor in this transaction and led the negotiations and all the process with Delivery Hero. In 2020 and 2021, the financial investors, the VC funds investing in the technology sector were also quite active in Turkey. The total funds, also maybe fueled by the pandemic, raised by the VC funds, for the funds allocated to Turkey only, reached a record high of $270 million in 2020, and this was like double the previous years. And the number of funds increased significantly. There are now at least 50 to 100 funds investing at different stages in Turkey compared to a handful a few years back. So a significant part of the M&A activity was actually, which was like almost half of the total, was realized by the financial investors. A large example would be the 130 million fundraising of Vivense by a leading Turkish fund, Aktera. And I can also mention more and more corporate VCs are being active, which was not very apparent, which was not existent, again, a few years back. And they are actively now allocating funds to acquire startups and invest into the startups in Turkey. So looking at the potential of the M&A market volume, we could say that there's a lot of potential in Turkey, especially if you look at it from the point of view of the volume as a percentage of GDP, which is around 0.5 to 1% currently in Turkey, which compares with around an average of 4.5. I checked in G20 countries, and which is like 7% in the US. So there's a lot of way to go still in the M&A market volume in Turkey. And Turkey, I want to mention that has a lot of potential as a technology producer. There are a lot of small technology companies which, at my company, we actually physically met like 400 to 500 companies in Turkey in AI, IoT, cybersecurity, tech, etc. And although the ecosystem is very much abundant for seed or Series A funding, which is up to 2 million, there's a shortage of funding in later rounds in Turkey. So we often see that these companies have created really expanded, sophisticated products, but they cannot go further since there is a shortage of later rounds in Turkey, and they would be more expected to create a niche. So we're trying our best to give those visions and to hope that there will be availability of capital in Turkey. So there are only a few examples of later rounds of financing, which is Picus cybersecurity niche company, which raised $24 million recently, and Insider, which is already a very good global Turkish company, which raised $32 million from Riverwood Capital recently. So those examples should be significantly enhanced and increased. So along with the VC funds availability, I think acquisition financing in Turkey is an area which must also be tapped, and that should be available as well.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Now,